Kelly, welcome. I hope you're having a good day. Where are you calling us from?
Hi there. I'm calling you from San Francisco, California.
Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? Philip Patrick here. Good to see
Good.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Wonderful. Here, Father Martin, and we appreciate you taking the time to actually call us and speak with us. And you had something that you wanted to bring up and discuss. Please go ahead.
Yes. My question to you was in regards to relationships, particularly friendships. I've noticed that as my faith journey is changing and my relationship with God is changing, there are some friendships that are becoming less strong as they used to. And I'm wondering if the friends that I don't think necessarily bring me closer to God are friendships that I should continue to pursue. Because I do think that, evangelization is huge and I want to be with people that don't necessarily have the same faith values, but I also want people to bring me closer to God.
Well, that's a great question, Kelly, and certainly you bring up something that many young people go through as they start growing in their friendship with God, as they start growing in their faith. Naturally, maybe they had some friendships in the past that are not as strong in their faith life, and so that's very common. And we, as Catholics, as Christians, are certainly supposed to be light in the world, to bring forth a Christ-like life, because we, with our lives, want to reflect that light of Christ. So, as you want to somehow stay connected with those friends, you don't need necessarily to stay connected in the same level, or maybe doing the same activities or having the same type, conversation perhaps that you had before, so that that friendship gradually can move towards a more Christ-like friendship. But if it doesn't, we want to be just always loving and patient with others as God is with us. We continue to pray for them and love them in the way that we can, but we don't necessarily need to keep that same level or frequent level of relationship with them. It would be natural to have friends that are stronger in our faith as we grow in it. And maybe he probably
Right.
may want to add something to as well.
Yeah, I was thinking when I was in high school and college, and I had a very similar situation where I started to try to live out my faith a little bit more and maybe pray and do a retreat. And I invited my friends, who many of them were Catholic, and they little by little they started to distance themselves from me. I continued to try to reach out to them in different ways, but I noticed a very different attitude, and maybe you feel the same thing. And I think the key thing is to put Christ is another friend, but the most important one, right? So Christ is the most important friend that we have. So when you start to have a relationship with Him, some friendships will grow stronger and some will dwindle. I would say you shouldn't make an effort to cut ties necessarily. On the contrary, try to continue to pray for those friends and try to continue to reach out. And sometimes even just talk about things that are not faith related. But
Hmm.
even just being yourself and having Christ in your heart and loving Him and showing your love for Christ in your conversations will make a distinction, right? And between some friendships and others. And that's where you want to definitely maintain and pursue those that are more Christ centered. And the others, to some extent, try to continue having them. Of course, I wouldn't necessarily cut them off just because they're not Christ-like.
Hmm.
Yeah, and one last thing, Kelly, is
Hmm.
that always it's very important for your friends, your current friends, and your maybe former or not as close friends, for all of them to know and to experience that you honestly care for them, that that you love them, and everyone who perceives that an honest care, love for them will always have a good response, a good disposition to staying connected and to being open to the goodness that you want to bring to them, which is the goodness of God, the goodness of Christ, which is the very best gift that we can offer to another person, which is God Himself, our faith, which is what gives us the greatest joy, the greatest purpose and meaning for our lives. So,
Mhm.
but thank you for such a good question. Thank you for calling us, and we look forward to having you at
Yeah,
other times
definitely.
here. Please call us in the future, and yeah, we'll speak about other
See you
good
soon.
questions. Okay,
God
Great.
bless
Thank
you.
you so much. That was very helpful.
you're welcome. God bless you. Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye.